Hans Wormhat. This is going to be we're just going to look at some Google images. I want to show you that Google is just a tranny search engine. No matter, I'm sure that you guys have just realized this, or at least many of you have realized this. No matter what you search for, you could search for like, I don't know, lemonade stand, and you're going to find nothing but lemonade stands occupied by a bunch of trannies. You could search, I don't know, anything. Like I just make up whatever. Picnic. Google image search picnic. You're going to get a bunch of tranny families having a picnic. So what I'm going to look at in this video, I typed in wedding dress. I haven't even looked at the images yet, but I just want to show how sick this is. When real biological women type in wedding dress to Google and they want to go search for stuff, let's look at what they get images of. And then also, what about when your teenage daughter, whatever, I'm just making up a scenario, types in, we're going to look at hot guy. Let's see what Google thinks a hot guy is. And I'm going to show you that it's a tranny, of course. So we're going to begin with just this, Corinthians chapter 6, verses 15 through 20. I think that these are just crucial. And I think that it's also connected to this tranny thing. And of course, they're not trannies. No, I believe that they are inverted already. They come out of the womb already inverted. You're not taking a full-grown man, chopping his thing off, and the porn stars are all trannies too. Don't you think that men would realize that the vagina didn't look right? It's because it looks fine. It looks a little different, and I've talked about it in some of my past videos. In my opinion, just because it's on a boy's frame. In my opinion, what's key to going on here is that their skeletal structure is switched. It'll be a man's frame, but you'll see it'll be a woman's part on it, and I think that they're even born like that. And of course, the opposite of that, you'll see somebody that presents as a man. They'll even have facial hair, they'll have chest hair, things like that. However, their skeletal structure is that of a woman. Real men, real women, we have the correct skeleton. Like, why? It shouldn't be that crazy to have to say that. Real men and real women have the correct skeleton for the sex that they are. These creatures are backwards. And I guess why I want to bring this to Corinthians and what I'm about to read here, uh, it's at least a theory of some people, and I don't want to say how much I support this theory or not, that these transgendered bodies are actually more easily demonically possessed. They're more easily influenced by Satan, and I think that there probably is some truth to that. That regular human, because we've kind of said we kind of always knew in the back of our head something odd was going on. Maybe these creatures just totally think this place is super awesome and they're 100% subverted. Maybe that's where we're at. Maybe the creatures are just 100% subverted and they're all demonically possessed. Who knows? Um, but I mean, your body is a temple. So if your temple is corrupted and inverted, I mean, these are inverted temples, basically. These inverted bodies, it's an inverted temple. Very, I can think of some strange dark imagery that comes out of interpreting this in that context. So I'm just going to read this and then we'll start with the video. So I guess before I read this is kind of like a grammatical thing. I would love it if somebody could tell me, do you pronounce this as an arlet? Because it's do you drop the hard H? Or is it an harlot? I'm just going to say a harlot, just because I'll read it better if I read it like that. But I'd love to know how you pronounce something when you see it like this. Is it an arlet? Do you kind of drop the hard H? Okay, so I'm going to read this. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them members of a harlot? God forbid. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. So, yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, we don't. I guess it's however you want to interpret it. Yeah, I don't think that we really own our own body. I kind of agree with that. I didn't. What does it mean to own something, really? I feel if things that like I own, it's because I worked for it, right? It's something that I worked for, and then it's, you were given your body. It's, um, and so I don't want to get into it too much because I'm not an expert on any of these scriptures, but I think that when you take this scripture into context of the creatures, they have an inverted temple. Their body is completely inverted. And I think that, yeah, they may be more susceptible to demonic possession, things like that, if you believe in that. Okay, so let's begin with the rest of the video. And so first I want to show you an open FTM transition. I think that this is something that everyone should just go look at on their self. I know I think of this channel as like a pretty advanced transvestigation channel. I just usually tell people like go watch videos, but this is a pretty intense one. So let me know what you think about this. 3 years on testosterone, and this just makes me sad. It makes me really sad. It does. But here you go.
I'm making this video because I had my first shot of testosterone yesterday. Today is April 25th, 2017, and I'm 3 years on testosterone.
Okay, so that's it. That's what 3 years of testosterone will do to somebody, right? So even with stuff like this, you never even know, like, is this a creature already that's going back? Because I've been seeing a lot of those on YouTube too, where it's like it's actually a creature reverting back to their original gender. You never know. You have to do such an in-depth. So I'm not even claiming to know that this really is a biofemale that turned back into a male. For all I know, this totally could have been a creature. This already could have been an MTF creature right here, and they're actually reverting to their true gender. Um, but I don't know, in this case, very feminine still. This would throw off alarm bells to me a lot. So I just wanted to show with this. Like this is testosterone, 3 years. Let me show you some belly hair. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at just how masculinized it becomes. Wow. Look at the chest hair of the checkerboard pillow in the background. Uh, yeah. I mean, the arms still look pretty female. The face still looks pretty female. So this could actually be a real woman that did this to herself. It's really sad. Look at that. Okay, so that's enough of this. Now let's just go look at Google Images. I want to look at, this is really depressing too. Let's look at what women get to look at when they look at wedding dress on Google. What do you think of that thing? Oh man. Straight across shoulders, very long humerus bone, very skinny, doing like a tranny hip throw. They're gonna get a lot of showing the back ones, right? How do you think about that back? Is that what a woman's back looks like? And where are the hips? Where's the shape? It's all, I don't know. I don't really see it. It's basically just up down, just an up down tranny. What do you think about this one's back? And the hands, look at those hands. Just this one is such a tranny. Oh my gosh. This is what they sell as like it's an exotic look. No, it's a tranny. Wow. Yeah, that's a dual gendered something. That just might even just be a, I don't know. Like, look at that. It's such a man. Oh, yeah. Let's look at a couple more. I mean, look, I just typed in wedding dress, all the top ones. They're all obviously trannies. They're just obvious trannies, and you know it. And it's always photoshopped to pieces, but having huge collarbones like this, having shoulders that attach like this, you can see it's flat, straight across. It's a castrato look. Ginormous head. You're not going to see a real woman presented. That's the point of this. You will not see a real woman presented here. It's not a real woman. It really isn't. Look at that neck. Holy moly. Look at that humerus bone. Square jaw. Yeah, that's it. They're not gonna show you real women. This one looks really, look at that face. Just look how big that face is. Are you kidding me with how huge your head is? Look at the eyes are uneven. This is a creation. That's a creature right there. Holy moly. Okay, so now let's look at what they think a hot guy is. So, what do you think? What do you think of the shape of those? They always just have Breasts. Look at the T-Rex arms on this thing. This is what they want you to think a hot guy is. But it's this is an FTM tranny. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at the tiny, tiny, tiny ribs. Look at the round pecs. This is not what an Adonis belt. So this right here is kind of what an Adonis belt looks like, but this thing right here is what the trannies get. This is what weird, this is strange. This is not what men look like. Like this, that's not an Adonis belt right there. No, no, no. Not at all. This is fake. This is discolored hand. Yep, you're gonna get nothing but trannies for hot men. You wanna look up hot men? Well, you're gonna get trannies. Look at this. How much more obvious can you get than the boobs on this thing? That's just yeah, that's not a regular man. Look at the shoulder structure. See the sloped shoulders? That's a woman. So there you go. Your hot guys, it's gonna be trannies. That's not a hot guy. That's a woman. Look at the eyes. You can't even see them. Look at the round breast tissue. Sloping shoulders. No collarbone. Short arms. It's just Photoshop. It's Photoshop. It's a tranny with tons of Photoshop. Yep, it's a tranny. Look at you can see the hourglass figure on this one. Look how tiny. Look at how tight in that waist gets. Way above the belly button. Their belly. I believe that a lot of them, a lot of the female to males, they get belly button surgery. That does not look right. No, these look like puffy nipples. So, but look at the dainty bone structure. You know, slanted shoulders always. Trannies. That's all you're gonna get. If you Google something, you will get trannies. That's just the way it is. Because these people rule this place. These people are in control right now. So I don't know what's gonna change. But right now, these can't you just tell these are woman eyes? That's a woman. Let me know what you thought of this video because it was kind of, kind of quirky. We didn't really transvestigate any famous person or anything like that. So let me know what you thought of videos kind of like this.